Good morning, gang. Happy Thursday morning. All right. Well, this ain't been a good year for the CIA, has it? Okay. We could start with Abigail Spanberger and winning the governor's race in Virginia by being a complete liar, communist, crook, name it. Okay. Anti-American. And this is the badge of honor that the CIA has got to wear for the last 5 months here, going, ooh, look at one of our people and look how great they are. And people are going, yeah, not so much having a whole lot of respect for what you're churning out in the way of agents. Abigail Spanberger took the path of Jimmy Carter yesterday and moved into second place as most idiotic all time. You know, Joe Biden won that one for the Democrats, no problem. Because if you didn't catch this one, we had the arrest yesterday by the FBI of David Rush, who is or was at least, a current CIA official for grand larceny would be an understatement for what this guy pulled. Now to give you this, my background is partially in the intelligence community, certainly not at the level of the CIA, okay? But just the standards I was held to, the scrutiny that my background had to go through to get a security clearance was ridiculous. I mean, come on, I was 19 years old, joined the Army, and to get a secret clearance, so level 2, that was it, not top secret or TSSBI or anything like that. I mean, they interviewed neighbors, they interviewed the professor, teachers at the school, the administration, the guy who managed the Detroit News when I was delivering newspapers. I mean, for a 19-year-old kid, they went about as deep as you could go. You got to think that they'd go after a CIA agent probably a whole lot more. Yeah, maybe not, okay? David Rush joined the CIA in 2009, okay? And claimed that he had a bachelor's degree from Clemson and a master's degree from Rensselaer Polytechnic. Neither of those turned out to be true. He didn't have a degree from either one of them, let alone he didn't even attend either one of them. This goes back to 2009. Who was president back then? Who was running the show? It's just say what the administration looked like at that point. But so yesterday, he was arrested for, get this, stealing 303 kilos of gold, about $2 million in cash, and 35 Rolex watches. And all the paperwork that he had said that he was working on a project. Obviously, we don't know how long he's been doing this. That hasn't been made public yet. But by now, I've got to assume they know how long the fraud has been going on. Honestly, what is the government doing in regards to security of valuables? Maybe now we know why the audit of Fort Knox that we talked about with Doge so much never happened. that the people that have been screaming so much to see if there's any gold there in the first place keep getting turned away at the gate. What in the world project would he be on that he'd need $40 million worth of gold and 35 Rolexes? I mean, is he buying arms on the black market? Is he trying to infiltrate some illegal refugee street market in New York selling fake Rolexes? I mean, come on. Not only did he do that, okay, but he also defrauded the U.S. Navy. He was active duty Navy, then claimed he was in the reserves after his active duty, and then claimed 744 hours of military leave, all right, basically vacation pay, to cash in to the tune of about $77,000. Okay, where are the checks and balances in government? This is what we, the people, all have a right to be complaining about. Because if one guy was able to abscond with 303 kilos of gold, $40 million worth, how much more is missing? How many other people have done this? We talk about the fraud in Congress all the time. But how about all the rest of the government employees that have access to, I don't know, wealth? They can steal it, get a few of them together, and hey, no problem. I'll look the other way, you look the other way. I got something on you, you don't say anything about this. Who knows how they're doing it? Stealing secrets. Well, we've seen that recently, right? There was just somebody who was recently convicted for selling secrets to China. I believe they were either Army or Air Force, one of the two. We talk about the corruption of Congress, the corruption of either side's administration over and over and over again. And what gets a blind eye turned to it is the corruption, the theft, the screwing of America by all the underlings at all these other agencies. We know all about U.S. aid and how that was corrupt. It was just basically funneling tax dollars to the DNC. We saw yesterday Stacey Abrams, remember that porker out of Georgia? Her NGO was taking something like $2 billion worth of federal aid. We did see the congresswoman from Florida who basically resigned before she was going to get kicked out for stealing something like $5 million in FEMA funds. This is all your money, people. This is the tax dollars, the checks that you wrote last month to Uncle Sam, or the withholdings that are in your paycheck each week that go to the federal government. This is what's happening with it. And this is what our elected leaders turn a blind eye to. You talk about wanting to get rid of government agencies. Good. Because they're thieves. The biggest crooks in the country work for the government. Both parties. I mean, even the ones that aren't partisan are crooks. You can't get any work done by them. Try calling up Social Security or the IRS and see how many days you're on hold for. how many mistakes they made, how much money winds up missing, and we're footing the bill for all of it. I have no solution for how to fix this. The corruption is beyond belief. But to find out yesterday that a CIA agent was able to steal $40 million plus from the U.S. population, from the government, right under everybody's nose. He got caught, but how many of them do they catch? 1 in 10? 1 in 5? Hell, even if they catch 1 in 2, that means there's some other guy out there who hasn't been caught who pulled $40 million worth of gold, silver, Rolexes, cars, whatever, and you paid for it. We complain about how expensive food is, or electricity is, or gasoline is. $40 million worth. To the government, $40 million is nothing. Hell, they'll sign that over martinis at 7 o'clock and go, yep, $40 million, no problem. For your neighborhood, $40 million is a lot of money. Collectively. This is what, things like this are what we need to be screaming from the rooftops about cleaning this crap up. Because there are so many crooks in government. We're the victims. We should have some say in the matter. But anybody you go talk to, law enforcement, there's ones in there that turn a blind eye. This is why we need to be so much more community-oriented and protecting each other. Because you have a better tendency to know the people in smaller circles. Nobody ever heard of this guy. Not you, not me. I mean, sure, people he worked with and stuff like that. But how in the flip do you sit there and steal $40 million in gold? Heads need to roll for this. Not just his, but anybody and everybody in the chain of evidence who had their hands on Rolexes and millions of dollars and gold for not doing their job. And we're the ones who need to scream bloody murder about it. Pinball out.